we will we'll go down to the college ranks for the Week 10 college football team of the week here, and I'm up. And I'm going to go with the winner of my game of the week last week. I'm going to go with the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Oh.
This might be Nick Saban's best coaching job, coming off losing the number 1 pick. People were arguing
the number
prior
2 pick,
to
or
the
3 pick,
and the number 3 pick, a team that by many people, and ourselves included, said they underachieved last year. This year, not really sure what was going to happen. Lose to Texas in week 2. Felt like they were destined for an 8-4 season. And what have they done since Texas? They've just continuously reeled off wins, gotten better each week. Jalen Milroe, take a bow, young man. This guy he got benched after the Texas game, and I'll add Tommy Rees into this, figuring out and designing an offense around Jalen Milroe's skill set to help him be successful. Alabama, they were down 28-21 in the third quarter, and then they go and reel off 21 straight points to win 42-28. Get stops when they had to. They were able to force Jaden Daniels into a turnover. And the LSU defense unable to stop anybody. Alabama, Jalen Milroe has been throwing the ball. He's been efficient. And the big thing with him, 0 turnovers this game. And I said in the preview, it's going to come down to which quarterback doesn't turn the ball over. Jaden Daniels is always good to give you one, at least one a game.
Yep.
And so is Jalen Milroe, but he didn't do it this game. And now Alabama, all they got to do is they got to beat Charleston Southern, Kentucky, and Auburn. All games that they are very winnable, and they will be sitting with 1 loss in the SEC championship, facing Georgia with a chance to get into the playoff.
And I will say this. If Brock Bowers is still out with that tightrope ankle surgery, I think Alabama wins that game.
Ooh, that is the bold prediction of the podcast here.
It's bold. It's bold, and there's a huge if. If number 19 is back, the Dogs get that win, and then probably with that win, they'll take them to the number 1 overall spot because they're undefeated. But I guess that team in Ann Arbor, Michigan, still has to play Ohio State and Penn State, and whatever godforsaken high school team comes out of that other division in the Big Ten.
Hey,
Jesus Christ!
The funniest part I saw about who did Northwestern play last week?
They produced the most soybeans in the country as a state.
What state is that?
My sister graduated with a master's degree from this university.
Oh, huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's the
I saw
former
a couple
capital.
of tweets that said that. A couple of tweets that said that the game at Wrigley will there will be baseball games higher scoring than that, and there will be next year.
Dude, there was this past year. There was like 10 other baseball games that had more than 17 runs scored.
But hey, Northwestern covered, so that's all that matters.
In the underhit.
And the underhit. 29.5. It's like just so ridiculously low that and it would have been the funniest thing ever too had that game gone into overtime and the overhits because it goes into overtime. That is a game though where they should they should go to the high school rules for overtime where they go up to the 10-yard line instead of the 25.
Oh my God, yes. That would have been unwatchable.
Thank God we didn't have to. But who is your college football team of the week?
Dylan, I'm going to stick to the trend you just started here. The team from the game of the week. I got to go with the Oklahoma State Cowboys. It was the last Bedlam game. You could tell it looked personal for Mike Gundy and his players. And they got up early. Oklahoma came back. They got a lead, but Oklahoma State they didn't quit. And, at the end of the game, they got a stop in the red zone when they needed to. Questionable non-pass interference call. But what do we say all the time on this podcast? Hey, what'd the ref call?
Absolutely.
So the ref said no flag. So sorry, Dylan Gabriel. Sorry, Brent Venables. Nothing there for you. So you got to kick a field goal instead of the touchdown. And then when Oklahoma had a chance to win the game, a minute 50 left, and they need to go I think it was 75 yards, 70 yards. Well, they don't have to worry about going fast. That's their normal offense. Big play on first down, but Oklahoma State bowed down, and they got to stop on fourth down. And like I said last week, they are now in the driver's seat to play Texas in the Big 12 title game because they have the 3 new schools in the Big 10, or Big 12, the rest of the year in Houston, BYU, and UCF. And Oklahoma State should win all those games. So they're gonna end up the year probably 10-2 after an absolute disastrous year that was last year. Credit Mike Gundy for kind of retooling this roster a little bit in the transfer portal and getting Oklahoma State back to Dallas, second time in 3 years.
Ollie Gordon, baby.
Mm-hmm.
And a typically air raid system just looked at his roster and said, what do we do well? We run the ball. We're going to go downhill. Yeah. And we're going to make Ollie our focal point, and we're going to ride him. And, after losing to South Alabama 33-7, everybody was saying this is it for Mike Gundy. This is time for him and Oklahoma State to part ways. And what has he done since? He's just gone on a winning streak. So tip your cap off to Mike Gundy. You should never doubt a man with a mullet.